Hello, everyone. Welcome to my craft room. My name is Glenda Mollett, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located on the west coast of Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada, in one of the most prettiest places on the North America continent that you could live in. Okay, I'm just getting my VIP group up so I can watch for comments. All righty, so tonight it's Thursday, and we're going to be making a card together. I have a really cool sunset and silhouette technique for you again tonight. I have some cards to show you at the end, some cards that I've received in the mail and handed to me by some wonderful friends. And what else can I say? Let's show you the card. So here's the card I'm going to make. Now, this uses the Lazy Days bundle, which is the Lazy Days stamp set and the coordinating dies. Okay, now, doesn't it? Nobody is watching yet. I'm wondering if I am actually live. Oh, that's interesting out there. Anybody's watching, give me a Heidi ho. Oh, there's one. Who is that? Oh, hi, Marcia. Whew, I was beginning to think that I was going to be all alone. Hi, Carmen. Oh, thanks so much for joining me. Yay. Okay, we can carry on. I know Facebook has been a little glitchy the past couple of days with Facebook Lives, and I didn't want to be going talking and stamping and not have anybody see me. Thanks, Marcia. She can hear me and see me. Good. Okay, so Lazy Days stamp set and coordinating dies. Now, this is the focus of my July class. So I thought I'd show you something different that you're going to do. We're not going to do this card in the class. There is 3 different cards. And if you're part of my monthly tutorial, then there's 4 cards. Then I'm going to finish it off with some classic matte dots, the black ones. Uh-oh, I'm on a big TV. Oh, no. I have to be good. I'm on the big TV. I'm on the big screen, says Marcia. Okay, so I'm going to use Memento ink, and we're going to use Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, Poppy Parade, and Cherry Cobbler. And those are the colors that I've done the sunset with. So it's kind of done in 2 parts. If you can see the bottom, there's a horizon line. So below the horizon, I've started with Cherry Cobbler and then Poppy Parade and then put a bit of Daffodil Delight. And then I put some Memento over top of it. And then you flip the Post-it note around, your mask, and you do Daffodil Delight, and then Pumpkin Pie, and then Poppy Parade, and then Cherry Cobbler at the very top. So I will show you how to do this because sunsets and silhouettes are one of my favorite types of cards to make, and they're so dirt easy as long as you have the proper supplies. Okay, and then I'm going to die cut a whole bunch of stuff in black, and that's where the silhouette part comes in. And that's where the adhesive sheets are. Now, I've had a conversation with a couple of people. Hello, whoever you are. Oh, Leanne, hello. So in the past couple of days, I've had a couple of conversations with people about the adhesive that I put on the back of my cardstock when I cut the intricate dies. Apparently, I'm not giving you enough information on what I'm using. I say adhesive sheets, but nobody knows what I'm talking about. So these are adhesive sheets. They're in our catalog, and they are on page... Let me find my adhesives. Hang on. There we are. So they are on page 138 right here. Right there. Number 6, adhesive sheets. So you get 12 6x12 sheets. I'll put it this way so you can see the whole thing. 6x12, and there's 12 of them. And if you open it, somebody said, are they colored? Are they black? Oh, thank you. Whoever's saying that. Oh, Marcia. Thank you, Marcia. So the liners are white. The adhesive is clear. Hello, all friendly crafters. Thanks, Marcia. So one side of the paper is scored. So the liner is scored, so it's easy to take off once you get it on. So what you do is you cut whatever size you need. Let me get my kit out here. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. And I'll just show you, because I've already put it on the cardstock, the black. Okay, so you cut the size you want. So this piece of paper is 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. So I would cut a piece that is 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. Hi Dimity. I always cut it 1/8 of an inch smaller than my cardstock is, just so I don't have it hanging over the edge. Because when I do my kits, I put them all in, like they sit inside each other, and then they go in an envelope. And if you have the adhesive sticking out over the edge, it's going to stick to stuff you don't want it to stick to. So you cut a piece of your adhesive sheet to the size you want, and you pull off the liner. Here, I've got a piece of, oh, it's not going to be easy to see, but I've got a piece of white here. Just let me show you. Let me grab I keep my pieces in another package. So you cut the size you want. Here's my cardstock that I'm going to put it on. Hi, Yvonne. So you take off one part of the liner. So this doesn't have sticky on it. That's just the liner. It's like a dimensional. It has a plastic liner on one end. So you take that off, then you line it up on your cardstock like this. So I've exposed the adhesive here. Don't touch it, because it will stick to your fingers and it won't come off. Then you put it down on your cardstock like that, and I burnish it on. So there's the part that's sticky. And then I flip it back and kind of give it a roll like that. Can you see how I'm rolling it? And this comes up. So this is the liner on the other side. So you just pull that off, and there's the liner. No adhesive on that. Push your adhesive sheet down. Hi, Wendy. Got adhesive everywhere. And there, your cardstock is now ready to die cut. So you want to always do your die cut on the side that you don't have adhesive sheet on. So I usually do this, especially if I'm doing a class. That lets me and whoever's in the class know that there's adhesive sheet on there and not to cut on that side. Then you just put your die on the side that does not have the adhesive on it. Let me run this through. So now I'm running that through my machine. So I'm just giving you a quick tutorial on how to use our adhesive sheets, because apparently I haven't done that, or I haven't done it in a very long time. Okay, so that's been run through the machine. You can see it's cut through the other side, and then you pull it up. Take your pick tool to remove it from the die, like that. Don't these pieces look like dog bones? They look like dog bones to me, or bows in the hair of like a hippopotamus or a rhinoceros or something. Wouldn't that be cute? Okay, they're going in the garbage because I'm not doing that. So there's my die cut. That's the front of it. And there's the back. And I still have my lines there that tells me there's a liner on that. And then all you do is just find a corner and peel the liner off. And there's your sticky already on there. So I'll show you how that works when I do my die cuts. So there you go. That's how you use our adhesive sheets. Okay, so is anybody going to be creating along with me tonight? Or are you just watching? God, I made a mess already and I haven't even started to do anything yet. Oh, there's Anne. Hello, Anne from Australia. We got a couple of Australians joining us tonight. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, hi, Marcia. Yes, you're very welcome. Carmen's watching, Yvonne is watching, and Dimity is trying to. Okay, so I lost my envelope. There we go. I'll just put that there. I need a piece of stamping paper because we're going to do some blending. And let me get my recipe out here so I know what. And my Post-it notes. Because you need Post-it notes. You need lots of Post-it notes. Okay. So I made myself a cheat sheet. So I'm going to hold this here and take a screenshot or stop your video if you're watching the replay long enough to write this down. This is the steps to doing it. So you put your Post-it note about 2 inches from the bottom. So that's about 2 inches. So your Post-it note is going to be there. Then you lightly sponge Memento at the bottom. But I'd since discovered don't put the memento on first, put it on afterwards, because otherwise you pull black up into it. Where's my, I have another one. I have 2 of them because I've done this a couple of times. So this has the step-by-step tutorial on there on how to do it. But I'll be going through it. And you need Post-it notes that are big enough to go all the way across your horizon. And this is a 1-inch mask for the sun. Now you can either use your 1-inch punch or use a die to cut it out. And I used a piece of our adhesive sheet. So it has not adhesive sheet. A piece of our masking paper that's also in our catalog because it has a little bit stronger adhesive on it and won't wear out as much. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces of 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to get out one. One's for the inside. And this is what the inside looks like. So I even did some sponging on the inside. And one's for the front. So we're going to work on the front, first of all. Okay, so I have to use my grid paper because I like to keep my horizon straight. Otherwise, it kind of looks like you're drunk. So I'm going to count up. These are 1/4-inch squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right about there. You don't have to be exact. Just somewhere around 2 inches up. And by using the grid paper, I can get my horizon nice and straight. Okay, and then you want to make sure you got your Post-it note hanging in there good. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, I was thinking about the moon, but I don't put the moon in until later. Okay, so then I'm going to start with Poppy Parade. And you're going to need 5. Oh, no. Oh, thank you guys for commenting on my card. How lovely it is. I do appreciate it. Wendy's watching. Marsha's watching. Thanks, Marie. And Marie is just watching. Oh, thank you, Lena. And hello. Well, Marsha, put your card in our Share It Saturday. Somebody may get this card. You never know. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Sandy. Nope. It starts at 8 p.m. Pacific time, which is what this is. Okay. So when I do my sponging, I always do it sideways because I like to be able to bring my my color up like this. So right now I'm going to start down here and I'm going to load up. I got to move my mouse. So if you're commenting and your name is Facebook user, I won't be able to tell who it is because I'm not going back and forth right now. I'm going to concentrate on my coloring. Okay, load your, oh, you can't see it. Load up your blending brush with Poppy Parade, and then you can either dab off on paper, or you can do it in here, in the lid of your, what's that thing called? Ink pad. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Poppy Parade right at the bottom. You see how nice that is? I used to all the time, like used to, as until like 10 minutes ago. I used to use my paper and dab off on the paper and go. But since then, I've discovered that if you do it on your lid, then you can reuse that little bit. And it gives it a much, it's softer. It smooths things out a little bit more. Okay, so there's Poppy Parade, step 1. Then I'm going to get my Daffodil Delight. Okay, I'm just going to go over see who that is. Nope, Sandy, you didn't miss much. I just did a demonstration on how to use our adhesive sheets. Okay, so this is Daffodil Delight. So now I'm getting my Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to load up my brush and tap on the lid. And then I'm going to put Daffodil Delight above my Poppy Parade, right over top of where my Horizon Post-it note is. And you want to make sure that you go right down over top of the top of your Poppy Parade, so you're blending those two colors together and you don't end up with a white streak in there. You don't want a white streak. And see how nice that is? By pulling it off of the lid, you really get a nice, soft, smooth, delicate coloring in there. And with blending like this, you want to add layers of color. You don't want to put it all on at once, because it's a lot easier to add color than it is to take color away. You can't take it away. Once you get it on there and it's too dark, you're in trouble. So now I've got my Daffodil Delight on there, and I'm thinking I need a little bit more Poppy Parade. So I'm not even going to add any more color to my brush. I'm just going to go over top of that and just pull my Poppy Parade up just a hint more. See? There's still color on that brush, and this is just moving it around and making it a little bit darker. Oh, good. You know how to use the adhesive sheets? Well, apparently I haven't been doing a good job, because I've had 2 classes. Well, I've actually had 4 classes in the past 2 days, and both classes didn't know what I was talking about. Okay, I got to find my black one. So now I'm going to put a little bit of Memento, because I wanted to make it where I'm going to put the floorboards. I wanted to take away the sunsetty look and make it more like boards in there. So you could use a brown if you wanted, but I'm going to use black because I'm doing sunset and silhouette, and I don't want a lot of color on there, because this will very quickly take over. And all I'm doing is just toning down that color. So I took most of the black off of there, because I can always go in the lid again and add a little bit more. There. So now I still have the Poppy Parade showing through. I'll just lift this up so you can have a look. See, I've still got the Poppy Parade showing through, and then the Daffodil Delight. And that's where I'm going to put my I'm going to stamp my floorboards on there. Okay, so that's the bottom half. Now you take your Post-it note off, and you turn it around. And I'm going to attach it at the bottom. But first of all, I want to put my sun on there because I want to keep where the sun is white. And to do that, you just pop your 1-inch circle on top like that and burnish it down really well so it doesn't come up. And then take your Post-it note, and I'm going to use a different one because this has black on there and I don't want to have black on top of my Daffodil Delight. Hi, Kathy. So this is my other one that doesn't have the black on. So I'm going to run that. Oops, you got to make sure it's straight. You don't want any sticking up parts. There we go. Okay, so it's nice and even here. And I'm going to take it and run it across the horizon. And you want to go, I'll show you in a half a sec here. You want to go down just a hair, because if you don't, you're going to end up with a white line on there. Oh, I've got it down too far. You don't want it down, just down far enough that the color is going to blend with the color. There we go. Okay. See, I've got it. I don't know whether you can tell or not, but there's the yellow from the bottom half, and I've got my Post-it note down just a bit more. Oh, you thought there was black mark on there, but there's not. Nope, there's not. Okay, so now I've turned it around because I've got black on here and I don't want the black to be invading into my yellow. So either turn it the other way or just get another piece, because otherwise you're going to end up with black and you really don't want the black on there. Okay, so now I need my Daffodil Delight. Oops, I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. Load up my blending brush, dab, and then go over top of where your sun is, or the moon, I guess. I don't know. It's the sunset, right? So it's the sun. And I'm just loading up my brush again and going, I want this to be quite yellow. I like it when it's got nice deep color in, especially when it's a sunset and I'm adding black. The color needs to be real deep. My mask is coming up. I've used it several times. And I'm going back and forth. I don't know whether you can tell or not, but I'm going this way and I'm going this way. And I'm going back and forth like this just because I don't want it to look like there's swirl marks in it. Now I have to be careful because that edge keeps lifting up. And the good thing is if you decide that you're done with that color and you don't want to add any more, and then after you get the rest of it done, you decide you want to add some more color, just go back and add more. Okay, so there's the Daffodil Delight. Now I'm going to go with Pumpkin Pie. Load up your brush. And the darker the color, the lighter you should be to start, because you need to make sure that you have nice even coloring. You can always add more, but holy man, if you get that too dark and you don't like it, you're sunk. And you see how I'm going back and forth? I'm swirling one way and then swirling the other way, and then going straight. And back and forth. Okay, there we go. Pumpkin Pie. And then Poppy Parade. Just going to move this along because I was getting a little far over there. Oop. Putting up my lid. Tap, 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 tap on the lid. And I'm going to go right up to the top with this, with Poppy Parade, and cover the whole rest, making sure I get down into that pumpkin pie so there's no line in there. And you can see how I don't need as much of the Poppy Parade ink as I did of Daffodil Delight because it's a lot more intense color. So we're just adding until it looks good to your eyeballs. There's no right and wrong with this. You just add the color until you like what it looks like. There. Now it's starting to get some nice color in there. See that? You see that color? All right. So that's Poppy Parade, and I've got a lovely sunset happening here. And it's all nicely blended. So that's the end of Poppy Parade. And then I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler. Now this is really dark, so you don't want a lot. And I'm just going to go around the edges and in the corners, just to darken it up a bit. This is it. You're not really making a streak of this color. You're just darkening the edges. And then you can go right down if you want. Like that. There we go. Ah, that's what I want it. That's what I want it to do. Yeah. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay. It's a little bit more right up at the very top. Just to make it a little darker. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with my Daffodil Delight. So what do you think? Is this something you think is cool? Is it a neat technique? Will you be making some cards with it? Don't forget my Share It Saturday. Make the cards and share it in the Share It Saturday. It's there. See, now I've taken the Daffodil Delight and I've kind of blended everything together. And that's it. I'm done. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Now, this is where the magic happens. First, let's get rid of that paper before I get ink everywhere. So now you gently pull off your Post-it note. Don't rip it off because sometimes they get really stuck to your card. And there we go. And then you pull off your circle. Look at that. Just look at that. Oh my God, that is so cool. Oh, you guys are so kind. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to hit those emojis if you're enjoying my video, because Facebook loves emojis. Okay, so I'm going to take this because now I'm going to stamp my floorboards, and I'm going to stamp them some on and some off. So I'm going to go in with my Memento ink, and I can't find my stamps have all disappeared. Yes, I love the way the moon looks too. It's really, no, I don't. Facebook user, I'm sorry, I don't have your address. I don't even know who you are. Okay, so you can take your floorboards and do them solidly all the way across, but I find it a little bit fun to kind of do it a little bit here and a little bit there. You know? Whoops. Add it over there. And we'll just put some right there. There we are. That's it. Now I got to put a sentiment on there, but I can't do the sentiment until I get everything on there. Now, I did discover when I did this, I know it's Valerie. Thanks, Kathy. I was being facetious because she often says that. Okay, but I did find that to make the adhesive sheet adhere to this, you got to let it dry because ink is damp now, and the adhesive sheet does not take well to damp ink. So by the time I do all my die cuts, it will be dry enough that I can deal with it. Okay, so I'm just going to put this over here and we're going to do some die cuts. So this is the piece that has the adhesive sheet on the back. And I'm going to cut this. There's just a piece of paper there. I'm going to take that out of there. I'm going to put this on here like this. I want this edge, and I don't care how far that goes over because I don't use all of that anyways. So there we go. Now I need the railing. We'll put the railing in there. And then I need the table. So all this is going to have adhesive sheet on the back of it, so it's going to be really easy to attach. There we go. Now, the rocking chair is popped. The plant pot is popped. And these, I don't put adhesive sheet on them because I don't want them to be flat. I just put glue down the center of them. So they don't come out of this piece. And then, of course, there's only stamping on the inside. So I'm going to run these through the machine. And then I'm going to get out my other piece. I've got another piece of black that does not have adhesive sheet on it. And I'm going to do the rocking chair and the plant pot. Oh, okay. Well, I'm a little short on black cardstock. That's weird. Okay. So I guess I'm going to put these through with the adhesive sheet. And we'll just deal with it, right? Just deal with it. Unless I can get this on. Oh, wait. I just turned my die the other way. Might be able to get one on there. We'll deal with it. Put that through. All right, going through my machine. So, did you guys have a good week? What were you doing all week? Did you get crafty time? Ugh, ugh. I had class yesterday in the morning and in the evening. And then so it was the Cheerful Daisy class yesterday during the day and at night. And then today I had my new color and in color club stamping happening. So it's been a wonderful couple of days of people stamping with me in my studio. It's been fun. Okay. Somebody did some cards. Carmen's being lazy. Oh, but Carmen, the way you've worked in the past little while, you deserve to have a lazy day or four. Okay. Well, I'm going to cut another one of these out of this one that doesn't have the adhesive on it. Got accepted to use DATS. Okay, who is that? That's Sandy. What is DATS, Sandy? Somebody picked out a few cards and made a few more for contractors. Oh, that's lovely. That must be Valerie talking about her contractor because they're having renos done in their house. Okay. So I have the 2 branches. I have the railing. I have the roof, whatever you want to call the roof. just taking these little bits out because if I don't, I forget to do it. Now I see I have these little black things all over my finger because there's adhesive sheet on there. Come on, get off. I can't work with those on my fingers. It drives me insane. Yes, it is a really cool set. Oh, a bus service with lifts. Oh, that's awesome. So now you'll be able to get around, Sandy. That's congratulations. That is wonderful. Oh, Valerie, you're funny. So, like I said, this is the focus of my class and subscription for July. So anybody that orders the bundle from me, I will send you the tutorial for free. And then you can prep your cards and you can stamp with us online on the 12th of July. Okay. Got one last piece of black on my finger that I'm trying to get off. There. Okay. Let's put the dies away so I don't lose them. Put them over there. These things are so annoying. That's what happens. Okay. Oh, Brenda, thank you. Who's getting, oh, fresh air. Oh, Sandy, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. Hey, I just wanted to share with you that one of our local Special Olympians went to, is it in Berlin, the Special Olympics? Oh, yeah. I was wondering why it was up so high, but I moved it down. She went to the Special Olympics. She's been training for a couple of years. She's a track and field person. And she went to Berlin to the Special Olympics and she won gold in track. Isn't that amazing? We are so excited for her. Because of course she's in our world because of our grandson. He's in Special O. He's training for track. But Jolynn did amazing. Okay, I'm just taking most of those pieces out. Now I'm going to pull my liner off the back here. And if you take this and roll it like this, then it usually takes out most of those little pieces that are still stuck in there. Do you see those? And if not, you can just catch them with your fingernail. See how most of those are being left behind? There we go. Isn't that awesome? And then you go back in here and there'll be a few left because you won't be able to get them all out. Yes, it is. It is truly exciting. And I can't wait till she gets home. I would imagine there's going to be a big party for her. It's awesome. She's so funny. I went to the track meet last year in Nanaimo and watched her. She is truly amazing at track. Okay, so now I'm going to put this on here, and you kind of want it to be straight and down a little bit. So I'm going to put the bottom. I'm going to start by putting this down. And I'm not worried about that being overlapping because I'm still going to put it on a card base. And then put it across like that. And I'm going to use my grid paper to make sure, let's put it this way, then you can see what I'm talking about. Get it lined up, put that on a line, and then use your grid paper to make it straight. There we go. I'm going to do a search on YouTube. There has to be video of her on there somewhere. Isn't it always on YouTube? And I just haven't had the chance to go and search yet. Okay, so there's the sunset with the pergola on it. And I'm just going to cut off the excess on this side. That in the garbage. Now, let's put this onto our card base. And by letting that dry while I was doing all those die cuts, now the adhesive is sticking well to the colored cardstock. Yes, Yvonne, she is a wonderful person. And she's so funny. She just keeps you in stitches. All right, so I'll put this onto my black card base because it's Sunsets and Silhouettes theme, so you got to have it on a black base. Like that. Now, it looks like the Wild West. Could be the Wild West. You never know. Okay, so now I'm going to take my my railing, and apparently it still has the post-it or the post-it tape on it. We'll get that off. Take off the liner off the back. This adhesive sheets really make it easy to put together. Now, this is going to go, I'm going to butt it right up against the edge there and just kind of about, what, 1/4 of an inch above the horizon so that it goes into that moon, the sun that's setting there. There we go. Okay, now let's get the extra pieces out of my rocking chair here. One of the bordellos. Okay, then. Apparently, we've gone Wild West. I'm going to get some dimensionals, and we're going to put this up on dimensionals. Thank goodness for baby dimensionals. Do you guys remember when all we had was the big ones, and we spent half of our time cutting them in half because they were so big? And now we get little ones. And they're so much easier to use. And they come with this lovely thing all the way around the outside that you can cut up and make strips. Okay. And I wonder if I made these too wide now. One right there. Could probably use the black ones. I keep forgetting we have black ones. All right. Now, this is going to go right about there. Oh, it helps if you take the liners off your dimensionals. Oh, gosh. Yes, me too, Carmen. Makes life so much easier. Okay, take the liners off your dimensionals. And my rocking chair is going to go right there. Now the table, that it has adhesive sheet on the back of it. We're just going to pull that off. Get rid of that little piece that's in there. And I'm going to tuck it in right about there. I'm not going to push that down yet because I'm going to get dimensionals on this and then I'll see where I want to put that. So now I can't put this on until I put my my leaves going up my trellis. But one with adhesive and one without. So the one without, I'm going to put combo down the center of it. There we go. I don't know what's going on with my allergies, but I started coughing this morning. My throat has been scratchy. It's not sore, it's scratchy. And my nose started to run this afternoon. So something's going on with my, pardon me, my allergies. I don't know what's happening out there, but it is annoying, I tell you. Oh, so is there gardeners out there in the audience? Because I have a gardening question. So there, I've put my leaves going up there, and then this pot is going to sit down here. But see this, I need to move this over a little bit. Uh-oh, there's sirens. Every time I go live, there's sirens. It's scary. And I think it's fire engine because I can hear the trilling happening out there. What is the different color on your cards for the deck? Hang on. Okay, who is that? Oh, Marie. Okay, so I started out putting Poppy Parade down. So you put your Post-it note on here, and I started off with Poppy Parade at the bottom, and then Daffodil Delight, and then I went in with Memento and just made those floorboards dark. The sample looks grayer this because I put more on. It's just not, this is not as dark as that. It's still the same colors. It's just I didn't get as much Memento on it as I did on that one. It's just the way it is. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my sentiment. And this is the scary part for me. It's not too bad with this one because this is a photopolymer stamp and I can see through it. But stamping without putting it on another piece of paper, when I'm stamping it right on there, it's scary. And I'm always excited when I stamp it and it turns out, yes, woo, perfect. Look at that. Look at that. What do you think? Isn't that cool? Okay, so we're going to do the inside and the envelope now. Inside envelope, stamping paper. I'm going to take the floorboards and I'm going to put one at the bottom. I got ink on there. Just have to move it or I'm going to end up with it on my card. And then another one over further, like that. And do the same thing on the envelope. At the bottom. One over further. And then take. Now you can use the flowers on both of them or the table on both, or you can use the flowers and the table. Completely up to you. But by putting those floorboards on there at different intervals, then I can tuck the flowers in there. And I think I'm going to just use the same one. I'm going to use the flowers on the inside as well. There we go. Oh, shoot, I forgot that I've put some color in there as well. So here's the first one I did. And I stamped the table and then I colored it in the light basic black blends. This one I did the same thing, but I added some color in there. And I forgot to do it on this. And I'm afraid if I start putting some on here now, I'm going to smear that black. So let's just get this back. And I'm not putting any extra ink on there. It's just what's still left on the brush from doing the beginning. Because I just want a little hint of color. Yeah, see, it's smearing. So don't do this. If you want to put color on the inside, put it on first. I might have to turn this over because I don't like the fact that that's smeared. Okay. Because it's going on black, I can do this. I'm just adding a bit of yellow, Daffodil Delight, on the edge. And then get my Poppy Parade. Oh, Brenda, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. This was one of the first ones I ordered. It was available in the pre-order, and I knew right away I wanted it because all I could see was sunsets and silhouettes. I'm just going to put a little bit of Poppy Parade around the edge. That's it. That's it. Oh, garden question. Yes, thank you. Garden question. How soon I forget, eh? I bought 2 watermelon plants. They're planted next to each other, side by side. There's about that much room in between them, and then they're up against a fence. So I've got them so that they're going to go up the fence. Well, the one on the left-hand side, I went out yesterday. They're both doing really well. The flowers are nice and bright and perky, and there's little watermelons happening, and the leaves were all happy and excited on both of them. I go out today, and one of them, the leaves are all curling, they're drying up, they're all limp. I thought, what the heck is going on? So the one on the left-hand side, is flourishing. It's bright, it's sunny, it's growing well, it's going up, it's got a couple of little watermelon babies on it. The one on the right-hand side is all limp. The leaves are all curling like this, and it's really sad. It's sick. So I don't know what's going on. Has anybody got any ideas? I dug it around the root to see if I could find any bugs or worms or anything down there, and I didn't see anything. There was nothing down under the roots. Sometimes you can see where the bugs have eaten the side of the stem, but it looks fine. Turn it over into a paper towel and smooth it softly, dries the Memento, then it doesn't smear. Yeah, I could have hit it with a heat gun too, Wendy. But I didn't. I just turned it over, and it's fine because it's going on black cardstock, so you're not going to see it anyways. Oh, who's coming in late? Oh, hi, Peggy. Hey, it's nice to hear from you. Check for spider mites. Spray with soup. Yeah, I did. There's nothing on the leaves. There's no spider mites. There's no aphids. There's no cutworms. There's no little bugs, eggs. There's nothing. Don't water the leaves? Oh, well, that's interesting. Who said that? Lena. Oh, don't water the leaves. Well, I've been watering the leaves all along. And the other one, I don't treat one any different than the other one. So I don't know. Could be the fact that I watered the leaves and it doesn't like the leaves watered. I cut out a moon and carefully colored it. Fertilize it. Yes. Weekly, I fertilize it. It gets watered in the morning with what's that hose with the holes? The hose with the holes. Soaker hose. It gets watered in the morning, and then after dinner, I go out and hand water it, so it gets watered twice a day because I know watermelons need a lot of water. Soaker hose, yes. Oh, that's interesting because I have cucumbers in the next planter over. Interesting. I'll have to give that a try. I don't think there's anything that's going to save my watermelon. I think it's done for. Stupid things. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed my video tonight. If you're catching the replay, thank you so much. If you're watching live, thanks. And don't forget to hit those emojis, please. And you can't share this video because it's in my private group. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, hit that subscribe button that's down there so you find out every time I put my videos up on YouTube. So there's at least 2 a week go up there. Don't forget the bling. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. Oh my God. How many times do I forget the bling? You know, I'm doing that when I do the videos for my classes. Quite often I do the first card and forget the bling. And then at the beginning of the second card, I share how to put the bling on the first card, and then I carry on. Yeah. Just the way I roll. But thank you for the reminder. I do appreciate it. So these are supposed to look like birds flying away. Oh, thanks, Carmen. Go to Google, take a picture, and ask Google what's wrong. Oh, Google Lens. Never heard of it. What is Google Lens? Got to write that down. Got to write. Where's that piece of paper? I can write that down. Never heard of Google Lens. I will do that. If I get some crafting time, Kathy's going to try it. Oh, I think everybody should have this set. And then you can sign up and get my tutorial for my class in July because you'll have the set. Oh, thanks, Yvonne. Are you going to hang out around long enough to see the cards that I received? This is called Lazy Days. Lazy Days. Let me find the stamp set for you. Lazy Days, stamp set, and the dies. Oh, many good. It's an app that diagnoses plant problems. Ha ha. I will check that out. I will check that out. Okay, I've got a few cards that I want to share with you. Janet, who's usually on here at night, did this one for me. Look at this. So it goes down, it fits in a regular size envelope, and then it pops up and sits down. Look at that. She used the Cheerful Daisy bundle. Isn't that amazing? And she put designer paper all the way around it. Oh, you're welcome, Wendy. Yes, I know. Not a bug order, a big order. Okay, and this one I got from Yvonne. Yvonne was playing with her poppy stamp set and dies. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at the paper she used behind the poppies. I love it. And this was one of my favorite embossing folders because it's so pretty. And this one is from Valerie. So she was making cards and she had these frames left over and just stuck them, 4 of them on the card front. Isn't that ingenious? And then this one's also from Valerie. Some pretty designer paper. I think that's the one from last year. Horizon, on the Horizon paper. Yeah, isn't that cool? I love getting cards. Look at my collection. And that's just the recent ones. Yes, good idea, Valerie. Don't throw things away. All right. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, thank you. If you're on my YouTube channel, thank you for subscribing. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back Monday night with a slimline card on Monday that I made for my team. Yes, they are all amazing cards. And I don't throw my cards away. I have boxes and boxes and boxes of cards from people. I keep them all. I know, I'm weird, but I do. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have sunshine, rainbows, and crafting in your weekend. and I will see you on Monday night at 8 o'clock. Don't forget, if you have the lazy days, you like this class, this card, and you have the set or you're getting the set, contact me, $15. I'll send you the tutorial for 3 cards. Sign up for my monthly subscription and you'll get 4 tutorials. You get the PDF with all the measurements and links to the video tutorials. So if you can't join us on the 12th for the class, you can make them with the tutorials. Love the details for the poppy. Oh, well, I don't know, Wendy, I didn't make it. That's up to Yvonne, and I think she's already gone. Am I doing a draw? Was I doing a draw? Yes. Yes. Where's my paper? Hang on. I got the draw already. Oh my God. I don't know where my paper. Thank you. Who said that? Who said that? I got it. I got to find my computer because whoever you are, thank you for remembering to tell me about the draw. I got a paper somewhere, but I've already put the names in. Marie, yes. Okay, so I've got to go over, get my wheel of names up, share it Saturday for the 10th. Hang on. Got to do this so I don't make you seasick. Take it down. Go like this. Go to here. There we go. Oh, no. Okay, you're not seeing this one. Because I didn't mean to hit that. So, because I haven't there. All right, we're going to start again. Sorry, you saw my floor there. Okay, share it Saturday on the 10th. I'm going to delete that. Delete the row. Hit shuffle. Hit shuffle. Now, look at all the entries we have in the Share It Saturday. Look at that. There's like 700 on there. I love seeing all your cards. I think Yvonne posted her poppy cards in the June the 10th Share It Saturday. Connie, congratulations, Connie. I don't know if Connie's watching. She has not been feeling well the past week or so she hasn't been able to join us. So I'm glad that I get to send her a card. And I haven't removed it from featured yet. So Wendy, if you want to go in there into featured, go to the June the 10th Share It Saturday and comment on Yvonne's card. She might respond to your question and I'll just leave it up there for a couple of days yet. Yes, congratulations, Connie. And thank you everybody who shared your beautiful projects with us. I really enjoy seeing them. Who is that? Okay, so Sandy, if you go, just hang on, let me get my Facebook open and go to in my VIP page, which is where you are now. Hang on, I'm gonna go here, then I'm gonna go here. Okay, so here's my VIP group, my Facebook group. Up here in the front or at the top, it says featured. See right there? Just click on featured and it brings up the current one. So there's the one for June the 17th. And if you scroll down, you'll see everybody's entries. There, hit that and you get to see all of the cards that are in there. And you scroll down, see all the entries. Isn't that wonderful? And you can see more entries. And then you just click in. Oh, there's a few I haven't commented on yet. Oh, look at that. So in the comments, see right there in the comments, you're going to click on this icon to attach a photo and just put your photo in there. And then hit enter or hit that little thing there. And it will post in there. And then every week, if I remember on Mondays, I do a draw and I send a card. Now, if you live in Canada, I send a few little embellishments, a little gifty from me. But if you live outside Canada, please still enter your cards because I love sending cards to you. And I can't send the little gifty to you because I can't send product outside of Canada, but I can still send you one of my cards. And I will do that. I love sending cards. So make sure you enter the Share It Saturday. You've got from it goes Saturday morning to Saturday morning. And then Monday afternoon, I cut it off. I do the wheel and then I do the draw. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Like I said, sunshines, smiles, and craft in your weekend. And I'll see you Monday night at 8 o'clock. Stand